ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to I Am Pen Live Talk. Maybe you're orphan. Maybe you want it. Maybe you are an orphan in your mind. All those things are good. But like my presentation says, you ready to write your book? You ready to be you ready to give your story to the world? For some odd reason, it just won't take off. Lucky for you, I'm here tonight, this evening, to walk you through the process. So you may want to grab a pen, grab a bag, excuse me, grab a pen, grab a bag, so I can walk you through this thing. I hear this all the time. Zach, I have a book in my head. Zach, I have a book that I want to start writing, or that I started writing. Do you really have all these books written? How did you write so many books? I don't know where to begin. These are all the things that I hear. You know, this process is simple. Well, simple to me because I've done it so many times. You know, things become easy after repetition. It's almost like you already know how it's going to end. The process begins the process becomes like second nature to me. You know, it's like one, two, three. It is what it is. As you know, I put books together and just like that. You know, your hands just start doing things before your mind even tell it to. If that makes any sense, right? Anyway, I'm going to walk you through what has been and what still does work for me. Thank you to the ones just tuning in. I see you, Rich. What's going on? We're talking about becoming your own author, writing your own book. hmm I can't keep this to myself, man. You feel me? I can't keep this to myself. I assume you already have a topic. Well, sit at your laptop, your iPad. Excuse me. For the ones that's old-fashioned, grab a pen and pad. If anything like myself, grab your phone and in your notes section, begin to write. Hey, that's what I do. I might talk in the phone or something. You feel me? Chewy, what's up? I see you. You know? But the biggest mistake that us as beginners make is editing as we write. You want to do what I consider writing with no boundaries, meaning don't let nothing stand in your way of whatever your thoughts are. Your thoughts are suffocating. If you're like me, you have to get them thoughts out of your head in order for you to breathe again. You feel me? Try your best to stay away from making corrections as you write. Let that typo stay a typo until your thoughts are at a standstill. Any type of punctuation error, leave them alone, man. I say this because you don't want to lose your train of thought. You know? Thank the ones that's tuning in. I appreciate you. This thing is getting real, y'all. It's a process. You feel me? I'm about to give y'all something that you be paying for. I'm gonna give it to you. You know, you have people that go to school for years to learn how to write. It take them more years to get that book published. You feel me? Hey, Cecilia, I see you. How you been? How the kids? You know, this thing is serious. But yeah, you don't want to lose your train of thought. Once you completed your portion, uh, 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 this portion of your writing, then it's time to call your editor. Okay, we got the title. I usually get my title later, but I'm gonna walk you through the process. You know, you get your title. Oh, I apologize. Before I start writing my books, right? I usually meditate. I would sit somewhere quiet and just chill for a minute, right? Gather all my thoughts, and whether I got a pen in my hand or I got my fingers typing away on this laptop, I go in like no other. Plays no games. But anyway, once you complete this portion of the writing, then it's time to call your editor. After your editor does the editing. You want to proofread the edits. You want to proofread his edits. You feel me? Because you want to make sure the story is still your story, not the editor's story. A lot of that goes on. Pay attention. I'm giving you something real. I'm giving you gems, diamonds. Yeah. I walked a couple people through this. One of them published a book, you know what I'm saying, for the things that I told them, like the information that I gave them. Shout out to Kush. You feel me? Okay. After your editor does the editing, you want to proofread the edits. Once everything is proofread, you're ready for the next stage of preparing your book. Your book. You know, you got to become an author. You feel me? On a separate sheet of paper or a page on your laptop, you want to give your book what is called a synopsis. A synopsis is a summary of your book. This usually goes in the back of your book. Maybe on the back cover. Some people put it on the back page, you know, because people want to know what your book is about. You feel me? But once again, if you're anything like me, you are now ready for the title. I give my book the titles later. Right? I start going in. I go in. I'm like, wow, I never gave this book a title. My story telling me what the title is going to be. You feel me? My story, written out, typed out or whatever, tells me what the title is going to be. Most people choose the title before they begin to write, though. But okay, after you give your book a title, you want to add that title after your foreword. Your foreword this is also going to be on a separate sheet of paper. You want to keep these things separated because you want to know what's what. You don't want everything cluttered. You know? The foreword is usually written by someone other than the author. Somebody else is going to write your foreword, right? It explains the connection between you and that book that you're writing. Hopefully I'm making sense. I don't want to lose you. Somebody just called me. I'm going to have to call them back. My showing something. No, they play too much. I apologize, y'all. Okay, the forward is usually written by someone other than the author. It explains the connection between the author and the book that he's writing, right? Once again, you want to have that edited by your editor, right? And then you want to proofread your editor's edits. Because once again, you want to make sure that your forward is the person that wrote it, is the person that wrote that forward forward. Got little notes right here. You know, I gotta keep these notes. Man. Shout out to the ones that's tuning in. What's up, Nicole? How you doing? I see you. All right. We're talking about becoming your own author. Right? I'm giving you my tips. Right? I'm gonna show you how I get it done. Because as you can see, your boy gets it done. In 2 weeks tops, I will write, I will complete my book and possibly publish it. Right? Because this thing is real for me. What's up, Roy? I see you. Ooh, that punchy. Excuse me. Okay, you may want to chapter your book off. Each chapter is dealing with, okay, your chapters are sectioned off in your book, right? To let your reader know what's taking place in those paragraphs. Hopefully I said that right. I'm more of an action type of guy versus a verbal type of guy. You see where I'm coming from? Like I go in because I know how to do this. A lot of times it's hard for me to explain it. I might trip over my words or whatever, but I get the point, folks. Right? At the end of your book, you want to. Oh, at the end of your book, you want to acknowledge um, your loved ones. You want to acknowledge your friends. You want to acknowledge the ones that supported you in the completion of your project. Right? You might even want to acknowledge your foes if you're anything like me. Because I thank them for praying against me. Everybody wouldn't understand that. Sometimes you gotta just say thank you. Right? Because when people come against your work, what's yours is yours. You cannot pretend. They can't tarnish. Right? By now, you should be thinking about your cover. You know, the cover defines your book. You want that cover to stand out, right? Because way before your book is talked about, sought out, or read, someone would need some type of eye catcher. If you're a cartoon type of guy or a picture, image type of guy, you can also add some illustrations to your book, like different pages and stuff like that. You see where I'm coming from? It's really not hard to do. Copy paste. Copy paste. Right around. You feel me? you choose to. So here you have all right, let me see the points I gave. You had your thought process. You met you had the book in your head, right? The book that you want to write. You sit in the corner, you meditate for a little bit, you grab your pen, a laptop, an iPad, or like I said, if you're anything like me, your phone, and you begin to write. Thank you for the ones that's tuning in. I am the pen, live talk, right? You begin to write. Let that hand flow. Like let them thoughts, like let them go. Like you got to let them flow, right? Because if you stop to edit, like I was saying earlier, a lot of us make this big mistake of trying to edit their work as they write. You can't write and edit at the same time. Secretaries do it, secretaries, whoever, But as a writer, it's not good because you lose your train of thought. You want that thing to flow, right? And you don't want to stop your flow. You want your flow to go, right? Before you know it, that book could be, like you will start today, you might finish in a week or two. And you're going to amaze yourself. You feel me? Once you finish putting everything on paper, on your laptop or your iPad or on your phone or whatever, then you might want to read it over once or twice. You're not going to catch your own mistakes. Well, you're not going to catch all of them. I've been there, trust me. You won't catch all your mistakes, so you're going to need an editor. You need somebody else that's going to look over your work, correct your mistakes, not your thoughts. Don't get it twisted. Don't let nobody change your story. Your story is yours, right? You want to tell your story to the world. You don't want your editor to tell his or her story using you as the vehicle. Nah. You want them to correct your grammar, your punctuation, things of that nature. Don't correct my thoughts. If I want to talk slick in my book, I'm going to talk slick. If I want to use Ebonics, hey man, call me. It is what it is. I might even say a curse or two. Right? Don't edit my thoughts. Okay, so once you let them live, what's going on? I see you. Once you let them edit your grammar, your punctuation, and things of the nature. You might have an extra letter. You might forget a period, a comma. You might put a period where there should be an exclamation point. You feel me? Let the editor handle that. Guess what? I can also be your editor. It is what it is. So once that's done, then you want to put your synopsis together. The synopsis is a summary of your book. Synopsis usually go in the back of the book. You can put a synopsis anyway. Sometimes I put it in the front. Right? Sometimes I put it on the back cover. Synopsis. Back cover. You feel me? It tells you what the book is about. Your forward. For the ones that's just tuning in. We're talking about becoming your own author. You may not need me after this. You feel me? Your forward. Your forward usually goes in the front of the book. The forward makes the connection between the author. What's up, Kelly? I see you. What's going on? I see you too, champ. My hitter. The forward is usually placed in the front of your book. The forward makes the connection between the author in that book that he's writing. After you put that formula together, you might want to chapter your book off. You want to give your book sections that you're talking about. It doesn't mean that the next chapter has to be talking about something totally different either. But once you end what you're talking about as a chapter, you can continue in the next chapter. You might want to start going, waking up that morning, right? There's so many ways you can do this thing, man. You got to be creative with this, man. Don't play with it. Once you start writing, just go, man. Just go. Don't worry about how people feel about your book. You know why? Because those are your thoughts. Those are your feelings. You're bringing these ideas to the table. Right? Okay, so after you chapter your book off, you get to the end of your book. What's up, Lola? I see you. You get to the end of your book. Thank you for the ones that's tuning in. I really appreciate y'all. We're talking about creating your own book, becoming your own author by the pen himself as your host. I'm giving y'all gems right now, man. I'm giving you jewels. I'm giving you diamonds. I'm giving you pearls. I'm giving you platinum, gold. Information I'm giving you right now, facts, right? It's priceless. So let me stop playing with you. This information right here is priceless. Your book might get in the hand that it's supposed to get in. The hand that mine couldn't make it to. You could be a millionaire overnight. Over one book. Get them ideas out there. You feel me? But at the end of your book, you want to give acknowledgments. You know, you want to let your friends know how you appreciate them. You want to let your family know how you appreciate them, your loved ones. You want to let the ones that supported you through this process know how you appreciate them. You feel me? And like I said earlier, you may even want to let your foes know. Thank you. Remember, bro? It's a real simple process, man. A real simple process. Right? After that, you want to put that cover together. You want that cover to define your book. Your cover can even define the author. Hey, you feel me? I apologize for that. I usually use me as my covers. I might put a flamboyant picture up there. Me fresh to death, fly as ever, gracing the pages or the cover of my work. You feel me? You might not want to do it like that. You might want to use TD Jakes. Or you might want to use Incredible Hulk. Or Christmas tree. Maybe some shades up there or something. Or to each his own. Once that's done, tune in tomorrow. I'm going to show you how to publish that thing. Let's talk. I'm going to show you how to publish that thing. You feel me? Once again, thank you for the ones that's tuning in to I Am the Pen Live Talk. This thing just got real, man. This thing just got real. I'm learning that I can't even play with y'all, man.